Robert Mitchum truly hated one man more than anyone else in Hollywood: George Peppard. But before that feud ever brewed, Robert Charles Derman Mitchum was born on August 6, 1917, in Bridgeport, Connecticut. His early life was steeped in hardship. When he was just 2, his father, a railroad worker, was killed in an accident, leaving his mother to raise 3 children through the Great Depression. Rebellious and restless from an early age, Mitchum drifted across the country as a teenager, hopping freight trains, taking odd jobs as a boxer, ditch digger, and even serving time on a chain gang in Georgia for vagrancy. Those years of struggle shaped the rugged authenticity that later defined his screen persona. Beneath his tough exterior, however, was a thoughtful, introspective man who wrote poetry and even worked as a ghostwriter before finding his way into acting almost by accident. Starting with small parts in westerns and war films in the early 1940s, his natural charisma quickly drew attention. His breakout role in the story of G.I. Joe in 1945 earned him an Oscar nomination and launched one of the most distinctive careers in Hollywood: history. Through the late 1940s and 1950s, Mitchum became the quintessential film noir hero, cool, cynical, and morally complex, in films like Out of the Past and Crossfire. His half-lidded eyes, deep voice, and relaxed manner made him a master of understatement. He didn't need to raise his voice to command the screen. Mitchum also proved his range, terrifying audiences in The Night of the Hunter and Cape Fear, while showing emotional depth in Heaven Knows, Mr. Allison and The Sundowners. Off-screen, he was Hollywood's original rebel, witty, blunt, and unimpressed by fame. His 1948 marijuana arrest, a scandal at the time, only added to his legend as the industry's bad boy who lived by his own rules. In his personal life, Mitchum's heart belonged to one woman, Dorothy Spence. They met as teenagers in 1933, fell deeply in love, and married in a modest ceremony in 1940. Their union endured more than 5 decades and 3 children, a rare Hollywood success story built on loyalty and resilience. As Mitchum's fame grew, Dorothy remained his steady anchor through the chaos of stardom. But despite his calm demeanor and tolerance for most of Hollywood's eccentricities, there was one man who truly tested his patience: George Peppard, star of Breakfast at Tiffany's and The A-Team. Mitchum, known for his effortless authenticity, found Peppard to be the opposite: vain, arrogant, and constantly performing, even off-camera. He once quipped, "That son of a Peppard was one of the few people I couldn't stand to be around. He thought he was God's gift to movies, but he didn't have the soul for it." Their mutual dislike grew not from one explosive encounter, but from a deep clash in values. Mitchum respected hard work, humility, and treating everyone equally, from directors to crew members. Peppard, by contrast, was notorious for belittling those he considered beneath him, and that, to Mitchum, was unforgivable. "You can tell a lot about a man by how he treats the guy holding the boom mic," he said. Peppard treated them like furniture. To Mitchum, Peppard represented everything fake about Hollywood, an actor more concerned with his reflection than his craft. While Mitchum believed in simplicity and instinct, Peppard overanalyzed every line, making work on set exhausting. Their rivalry was never loud or public, but it ran deep. In later years, as Peppard's career declined due to his drinking and difficult reputation, Mitchum saw it as poetic justice. "He burned a lot of bridges," he said. "You can't treat people like dirt and expect them to catch you when you fall." Robert Mitchum's legacy, on the other hand, only grew stronger with time. He aged gracefully into complex roles, commanding respect from generations of filmmakers and audiences alike. To him, authenticity mattered more than fame or money. When asked about Peppard later in life, Mitchum would only smirk and mutter, "Yeah, I knew him. Once was enough." After a career spanning more than 50 years, Mitchum passed away peacefully on July 1, 1997, at his home in Santa Barbara, California, with Dorothy, his wife of 57 years, by his side. For all his toughness and rebellion, Robert Mitchum remained what Hollywood rarely produces anymore. A man who was as real off-screen as he was on it.